Hello everyone, this is Pam Hemphill. I want to speak with you regarding how to leave the cult of Trump. It's not all that easy. You like my new t-shirt? We the people, and that means everyone. Absolutely. You're all welcome here. Except for some people don't want Pam. They have their prejudice against me because I was there on January 6th, and I understand. I'm not here to ask for your forgiveness. If it ever happens, that's wonderful. But I am here to share with you how I left MAGA, what happened to me. It's a long story. I've shared it many times. Sometimes I get tired of hearing it myself, even share on it. But let me tell you something. When I was with the Republican Party, and now they call it the MAGA cult, and it is a cult. It wasn't called MAGA back then, okay? And a lot of things were hidden, and I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't. I want to share some books that have helped me since I've left the cult of Trump, that have opened my eyes to many things. But it started with opening up my first January 6th space, bringing in the J6 defendants, their families, and researchers, and other people to help support the J6ers. Now we know they're criminals that had been prosecuted wrongly by the DOJ. That's what I thought. However, inside I knew I was guilty. I pleaded guilty because I was guilty, but I kept hanging on to a little bit of that victimhood. Well, I didn't have plans to go in. I wouldn't have harmed anybody. It wasn't until my therapist said, Pam, you're not a victim of January 6th. You were a volunteer. That I woke up. He was right. He was right. But when I'm in that space and I found out about Ryan Samsel, there was an article put out about him. He's the one that Epps whispered in his ear. He was wearing the red MAGA hat. He pushed the barriers and knocked down a female officer and injured her head pretty badly. And he had a history of violence with women. He had beaten up his pregnant girlfriend. He was a bad man before January 6th. There was an article by Gateway Pundit that said that in jail he had been beaten up and his whole eye had been taken out by the guards. I thought, oh my God, this is horrifying. Because everybody was coming to me before I went to court, right after coming back from January 6th, I knew his girlfriend. They'd asked his girlfriend to call me because she was suicidal and going through a lot of depression, and a lot of people were. And they were asked to call me because of my background as a substance abuse counselor. And I said, sure, I'm going through the same thing. I was depressed and I was going through hell, not knowing what's going to happen to me. So I spoke to her. I gave her a call and I said, I heard about this article about your boyfriend, Ryan Samsel, having his eye taken out. What do you think we could do to help? She says, Pam, it never happened. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. It never happened. Come to find out, he had said the N-word in jail, and it wasn't the guards that beat him. It was the inmates. He is lying, but his gift sending go went way high, way high. I thought, here we go. More lying and more research. A lot of them were doing the same thing. Lying about the DOJ, saying that they weren't getting due process. I researched this, found out that Jake Lane was lying, but he was making $100,000 or more from his lies. All of them have been making money from their lies. And they accused me of being a drifter. Yeah. It was a wake-up call. But when I brought it to MAGA, my space that was led by the general at that time, they yelled at me. They said, who you been talking to? And I told them who. And they said, well, you can't believe everything people are telling you. It's not true. He was beat up. Blah, blah, blah. And I brought them another fact about something. They did the same thing. They screamed at me. They started putting me down, lying about me. It was my space that I put together, but I didn't know how to do an X space or Twitter at that time. So I had the general doing it, and I was co-hosting. So they kicked me out. So I started the J6 gaslighting space. And then Trump writes horrible on an article that was comparing me with Hunter Biden, saying that I got more jail time than him. And that pissed me off. I thought the DOJ is not weaponized against me. I'm starting to realize and wake up that the J6 criminals have been lying about everything. Now Trump's helping them lie even more. Of course, remember when he said, they're coming after me, but they're really coming after you? And he was talking about the deep state. Scared everybody. We know now the deep state is Project 2025. Scared everybody. Fake news, because I would go to them and I would say, hey, tell me about this election. What links, what videos can I watch to learn more about it? I want some facts. They would stop you in your tracks and say, don't be listening to anybody out there, especially on the left. They lie about everything, and all they want to do is turn this country into a communist, fascist country. That scared me. I'm not schooled. I'm a retired alcohol and drug counselor. I'm gullible. I haven't been reading. I have family that are Republicans that I trusted and hold in high regard to listen to them, just like you. Listening to your family and your friends and Fox News. That's it. Lost my critical thinking, and that's what's happened to all of you in MAGA. You've lost your critical thinking because of your own agenda, because of your own prejudice. You go along with Trump. That's why, and you know it. You're racist. You have your sexual problems. You're perpetrators out there. I see more arrests from those that are in the Republican Party for sexual assault on children and women than I've ever seen with any Democrats. So that you want what Trump wants. He's just, Heritage Foundation found their Wolf King. And I learned about the Wolf King from this book. There's a documentary called The Family. It's on Netflix. His book puts that little sticker about it. When I watched this documentary, this was after prison, of course, and I turned around and learned more that this has been with us since 1953 when they started the first prayer breakfast. Need to learn about it. It's been right in front of us. Project 2025 has been in the making for a long time. And now that they've got a Wolf King, Trump, to fulfill their Project 2025 and be their puppet, we're in trouble. And they are not going to let go of this opportunity. Not at all. Then I read this book. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. What do we got? 37 psychiatrists telling us, warning us about Trump. Should have made everybody go out there and vote. You didn't see what's happening now back then. You didn't believe us. A year and a half ago, I was talking and screaming about Project 2025, trying to show you the connection. Then there's this wonderful book. I'm doing a lot of reading now and research, and these are some of the books I want you to look up. But the first one was actually this one. Yes, beautiful Heather Cox Richardson. This book really woke me up. And I follow her on Substack and X. Follow her. Then there's a book written about how it's been disproven that the election was not stolen. And then my wonderful Ammon Kissinger, God bless him, a true hero. A true hero. He's on Substack too. Please follow him and on X. A wonderful man. He is a true patriot. And then, of course, we all have to be reading this book, right? Do you think I would have been told by MAGA to read any of these books? I don't think so. And this one, of course. It's all happening now. And this was written in 2024. He predicted everything that's happening. And the most important one, I was not aware, never even heard of it, that there actually is a Russian disinformation, I don't know what you'd call it, group of people that are working hard to twist everything and lie about everything. This book, Barbara McQuaid. I didn't know about disinformation. It was explained to me that misinformation is when it's like gossip. You hear something, but you add to it or take away from it, and it's just misinformation, but it's true, but it's kind of twisted a little bit. But disinformation is purposely done. And that's what's been happening with my smear campaign. And Tario and Noel Cook and Leaving MAGA, Rich Logos, Joe Cardwell, Polly Twisterland, I say I got a little list here, are all in on it, doing all they can to stop my message. And they're falling for it. Dream of America, it's the Gen Z that are pushing back on MAGA, inviting me to do my own video and share my story, and I submitted it to them. Within a week, they called me and they said, I'm sorry, Pam, but we've heard that your story is too controversial. Some people don't want you on the panel sharing your story. And I said, what? Do you realize what you're doing? You're buying into the Project 2025. Because on Project 2025, they have a campaign team to smear anybody that goes up against Trump and their agenda. And they're in it. Tario, the leader of the Proud Boys, promotes anyone who smear me. Let's see, her name is Teresa Staggs. Let's see if I got that. Yeah, here it is. Genealogy girl or something. Promotes her spaces. Now, she is MAGA. But she invites Noel Cook and Idaho Liberty Dogs and the O State Saloon, Mark Fitzpatrick, and the Proud Boys, Joe Biggs, everyone that is upset at my message that I'm sending out there goes into this space and talks only about me and shares lies. Some of them are true, the events, but they twist it and they only tell you parts of the story. They don't tell you the whole thing because there is another side. That's why we have divorce court, because there are always two sides to every story. But these people that have been listening to him of high influence have not spoken to me, have not called me and asked me about my side of the story. They just ghost me. When I started my J6 base, and I had the Sedition Hunters, and a lot of people in there support me. I mean, I could get 1,000 people sometimes. Now, if I put up a space, I'm lucky if I get 10. But what they started doing was attacking them and doxing them. And they would get back with me and say, Pam, we support you 100%. But if I'm associated with you and come into your space, they attack me so bad, I can't join your space. It's worked. You have allowed it to work. You've allowed MAGA to be successful in the smear campaign against me, stopping the message that I have, that I'm trying to share. There are so many people out there suffering because their family members are MAGA and they don't know what to do. And I understand. I have a family that's MAGA. One thing I can share with you, we love each other dearly, and we made a decision that we're not going to try to change either of us in our political world, but we'll keep talking to each other. We just will never talk about politics. Everyone has to come up with their own solution how to deal with their family. But the main thing is you keep them in prayer and you don't fight with them. What I recommend is reading a book by Stephen Hansen. I'm sorry I didn't put that book here because it's a great book. leaving the cult of Trump. He gives you a lot of tools. And there's another program, it's a 12-step program called Al-Anon. It's for the family member of an alcoholic or an addict. Mainly alcoholics, but they have other programs too, other 12-step programs for family members. Their principles of what they talk about is we can't change another person. We didn't create it. We didn't cause it. Can't change them, but we can love them, and we can speak to them with dignity and respect. That's what I recommend. Be patient. Right now, you're not going to be able to change anybody with the brainwash mind that they have created by Trump. Everything points to two people. Well, an organization first, the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025, and Trump. Now, try to understand Project 2025. Now, if you go and watch the movie, where's the book? Yeah, let me see here. The Family. Okay. He explains how Trump got picked by them. He is just their puppet. Project 2025 has the perfect chaos junkie to implement their plans, to make this an all-white Christian nation and get rid of the Constitution and rewrite it to fit their ideology. And you're learning this from other people. You know I'm telling you the truth. And when you watch the movie, everything starts to come together for you, how it started and how it's been going on and why our nation is in trouble today. And hopefully some tips on how you can push back. And I will continue to push back. I will continue to share my story, because there may be a Pam like myself that's out there and very naive, very trusting, and loves this country. You need to realize those in the MAGA cult love this country. There are a lot of them that love this country. A lot. And they really believe that they're trying to save this country. Because that's what I thought. Now we know it's all brainwash junk from Trump. The scenario that he's put out there. I mean, not the scenario. The narrative. His narrative is a lie. He cares about nobody but him. And the Heritage Foundation, if something was to happen with Trump, it doesn't matter. They'll just find another person, Vance, anybody, that wants to stand up and push their Project 2025 agenda. We're not safe if Trump leaves, because we have the Heritage Foundation. There's more I'd like to share with you. I was asked a question. I want to share this with you. In my interview today with the university, and I will not give you the name because you smear campaigners will call them and lie about me, but I'm going to be involved in a peace conference. What they're trying to do is figure out how we can come together in a peaceful way and build the bridges with MAGA and Democrats. And I'd love to be a part of that. I'm not encouraged right now. I'm not sure if there's anything we can do right now to help MAGA, but we can try. That's what's the most important thing, is that we try to build this bridge. Remember the times, I'm 72, when you and I would have a disagreement, right? And we would argue and debate and be upset at each other. But then we say, oh, let's stop talking about this and just have our coffee and go away hugging each other. We need to bring that back, because it's okay to disagree. Let's agree to disagree and not hate each other, because MAGA has turned into a cult of hate, downright hate. I see things on X that I can't believe, and things I'm listening to it's just hate, pure hate. Now, facts is a different thing, but let me get back. The university asked me a question. He said, it's I've been told that you've caused a lot of damage being in MAGA, and that you continue to bring harm even now that you've left the cult of Trump. A lot of people are very upset at you and what you're doing. I said, well, let me tell you something. When I was with MAGA, I was bringing disinformation. Now I'm bringing facts. It's a big difference. Big difference. I didn't know I was the carrier of disinformation, of an ideology that wanted to destroy our democracy. I didn't know. And thank God I know now. Now I bring facts. And if that is upsetting them and they don't like it, that's not my problem. Because the facts don't hurt anybody. I mean, they do hurt. Nobody wants to wake up and realize that Trump is a dangerous cult leader. I didn't want to. You'd never imagine a president being a cult leader. You might think of a preacher or some group, but not Trump. He loves this country, right? He's trying to save our country from the deep state because the Democrats want to turn it into a communist country, right? They're coming after me, but they're really coming after you. I stand in the way. All his gaslighting and projection. So, I disagree with you that I'm bringing any harm or discord. Only to those that know that I'm being factual. Every J6 criminal, and I haven't come across one yet, maybe there are a few out there that I'm not aware of, so let me correct that. But I would say the big majority of the J6 criminals have been lying about their involvement on January 6th. I've read the court records, and the court records don't lie. And then I've turned around and find out that they're grifting. They're writing books, documentaries, and making big old bucks. Getting famous, being able to be invited to the White House. Congress, the Republican Congress, have talked to many of them. Not one Democrat in Congress have ever tried to reach out to me. I don't know why. But anyway, I love you all. And I'm not going to get discouraged by this smear campaign. It's part of the MAGA Project 2025 agenda to do this. And if they're doing it to you, don't lose hope. Don't worry about it. Hopefully someday, and maybe not soon, soon, I'll be able to let a judge decide who's been telling the truth. Because sometimes it's necessary to take people to court when they've been lying about you. Anyway, I love you all. And if there's ever any questions, any way I can help you, just DM me. I'm always available here to help anybody that's wanting to leave the cult of Trump or has a family member that is in the cult of Trump. I'm doing my best to get out the information and keep myself available. And hopefully next week, not next week, no, it is next week, I'll be going to San Francisco and I'm meeting up with Switzerland. I told my university that I was talking to that I'm invited by countries to be interviewed more than here in the United States because they're concerned about their country and what Trump is doing to destroy this nation. And so I've been interviewed almost worldwide, and I'm doing what I can to help the world too. God bless you. Do not ever believe that you can't do anything to make some changes, because you can. And no matter what they're saying about you or doing to you too, just smile and know that you must be doing something right, or they wouldn't be pushing back on you so hard. God bless you.